Hate speech is the restriction of certain types of hateful speech against minorities that incite prejudice or violence. Section 1. The case for hate speech. Hate speech can hurt minorities by portraying them as stereotypes or straw men, which can hurt their job prospects and social status because some employers don't realize their stereotypes and take them seriously. Hate speech is not free speech. Another argument is that hate speech is not covered by free speech, like slander or defamation. The problem with this statement is in a Supreme Court case in 2010, Christian Legal Society versus Martinez, they ruled that discriminatory speech is protected by the First Amendment. Section 2. The case against. Many argue that hate speech is a ridiculous concept as the definition is too fluid and not applicable to all races and sexualities. And if it only applies to certain people, it can be hard to prove if someone is it can be hard to prove if they're actually part of that minority group, like the LGBTQ community, or if they're just pretending to be in that group to get protection under the hate speech laws. Many argue that hate speech The progression of hate speech. Many people are afraid that what is considered hate speech now may in a few years rapidly change to not being able to talk bad about anything, including the government, which is the core of the First Amendment. Not in the Western world. Russia and many other Eastern countries East, certain people aren't considered people and have less rights than a normal person would. An example of this is in Chechnya. An example of this is in Chechnya, a city in Russia that detains, beats them, uses electric shock therapy, and basically tortures them. This was done to over 100 gay men in just one city, and no government official said anything about it longer than a sentence. Even the president dismissed the issue quickly, and under the rise of hate speech laws, the Russian government could restrict the press and people about how wrong this behavior is, especially on a governmental level. Hate violence. If people can't express their thoughts, they might jump to violence, which is much worse than some hurt feelings. As people, when they get hurt, might not share their experiences or try to improve these conditions. Stagnating human rights improvement anywhere where these laws will be enforced, which is counterproductive, and the opposite of what these laws are trying to accomplish, working against these minorities in some instances.